man, I should have known there was a catch when Mom gave me that costume. I told Mom there was no way we were taking Manny with us because we were going to hit 152 houses in 3 hours, and plus we were going to be on Snake Road, which is way too dangerous for a little kid like Manny. I should never have mentioned that last part because the next thing I knew, Mom was telling that he had to go along with us to make sure we didn't step foot outside our neighborhood. Dad tried to squirm out of it, but once Mom makes up her mind, there's no way you can change it. Slam. Before we even got out of our own driveway, we ran into our neighbor, Mr. Michel, and his kid, Jeremy. So, of course, they tagged along with us. Manny and Jeremy wouldn't trick or treat at any houses with spooky decoration on them. So that ruled out pretty much every house on our block. Dad and Mr. Michel started talking about football or something, and every time they of them wanted to make a point, they stopped walking. Blah 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 blah. So we were hitting only about one houses every 20 minutes. After a couple of hours, Dad and Mr. Michel took the little kids home. I was glad because that meant me and Rolly could take off. My pillowcase was almost empty, so I wanted to make up as much time as possible. A little while later, Rolly told me he needed a pottery break. I made him hold off for another 45 minutes. But by the time we got to my grandma's house, it was pretty clear that if I didn't let Rolly use the bathroom, it was gonna get messy. So I told Rolly if he wasn't back outside in 1 minute, I was gonna start helping myself to his candy. After that, we headed back out on the road, but it was already 10:30, and I guess that's when most grown-ups decide Halloween is over. You can kind of tell because that's when they start coming to the door in their pajamas and give you the evil eye. We decided to head home. We made up a lot of time after Dad and Manny left, so I was pretty satisfied with how much candy we took in. When we were halfway home, this pickup truck came roaring down the street with a bunch of high school kids in it. The kid in the back was holding a fire extinguisher, and when the truck passed by us, he opened fire. I have to give Rolly credit because he blocked about 9, 90 95% of the water with his shield. And if he hasn't done that, all our candy would have gone soaked. When the truck drove away, I yelled out something that I reject about 2 seconds later. We're calling the cops. The driver slammed on the brakes and turned his truck around. Me and Rolly started running, but those guys were right on our heels. The only place I could think of what was safe was Grandma's house, so we cut through a couple backyards to get there. Grandma was in bed already, but I knew she keeps the key under the mat on her front porch. Once we got inside, I looked out the window to see if those guys had followed us, and sure enough, they did. I tried to trick them into leaving, but they wouldn't budge. Well, I guess now that we're safe in our own houses, you can't get us.